you've been in the business for 46 years, di ba? Uso ngayon kasi ang mga usapang regrets. At hindi mo ba ever na naramdaman na you were deprived or of your happiness and joy nung nagtatrabaho ka during your kabataan?
Objective kasi yan eh. Objective and subjective kasi yan eh. Depende sa'yo yan eh. You know, if you want to think about it, I mean, let's face it, this business can be very brutal. You know, it takes away a lot of your time. You know? It takes away your studies if you allow it to. It would take away your relationships if you allow it to. It would take away a lot of your happiness if you allow it to. And at the same time, if you know the reason why you're doing it, and if that reason is enough to make you happy, then you will remain happy. I can't speak about other people's experience. Kasi iba yun eh. Personal experience yun. Iba yun. Personal process yun. Personal acceptance, thinking, tolerance, whatever you wanna call it. Ako, there can be some things that I can be sour about with this business. Pero when I look at it from a different perspective, I just have to find a reason to be grateful. Yeah, I just have to find a reason to be grateful. Whatever it is. So, I am grateful for everything that I have gone through. Some of them may not have been nice, or some of them may have been painful, but I'm grateful about the lesson afterwards and what I learned because of that. So, okay. Okay.
And fast forward, sa tagal mo, tapos ngayon nabibigyan ka pa rin ng lead role na ganito magandang material. So anong feeling na, di ba, napakadami ng mga nagsulputan, pero si Romnick, eto pa rin, di ba? Lead role.
Number one, mabait ang Diyos, sobra. Number two, I've been blessed enough to be able to work with people and hopefully was able to connect in such a way that we actually have a friendship or a relationship. I don't get picked out because I have a PR team or whatever. I still think I get picked out kasi we've had a good relationship during previous work that they remember na, oy, madali ka trabaho si Romnick. You know, and he would try to deliver at the very least. So, yun, I'm grateful for that more than anything.
Was there a time, Romnick, na gusto mo lang mag-goodbye talaga sa pag-arte or sa showbiz?
Madami. The first, I think, was I was a teenager. There was a bad write-up about my mom, and it was very personal, and it wasn't true, and it affected me. And then, siguro, mga mid-20s at one point, I wanted to stop. And then, nung magpamilya ako, I stopped. Actually, for several years, I would accept guestings every now and then, but I was more interested in taking care of my children. And then, the later part of 2000 teens, gusto ko mag-focus sa business. But yun, I had friends who called out and said, gawin natin to together. And I couldn't say no to some of them, so I kept coming back.
Ito last na lang talaga to ha. Hindi ka naman nagkaroon ng regrets na nagkaroon ka ng love team dati.
I think love teams have their place. I mean, if you're in that age bracket, I think may pwesto siya eh. Kung 30 na ako, tapos sinabi sa akin, kailangan mag-love team, sabihin ko, ano? Isip ko nga, 30 na ako, love team pa. Hindi ganun. Pero, I was in that age, and it was in my path at that time. Wala, no regrets, you know, it's all part of it. I had to learn something from my past.
Thank you very much. I love you, Romnick.
Thank you.
Kasi, very honest, di ba? Yan ang mga kailangan natin sagot niya pang-title. Direct, paano nakast si Romnick? Although, nasabi na rin niya, pero from your end.
I've worked with Romnick before. When I was starting out in the industry, I had this one project that was shot in Singapore. It was a co-production with a Singapore production house. And then, I remember Romnick. Kasi parang light lang yung material na yun eh. Pero I remember you know when you get to work with an actor and you see the humanity in their performance, you see the sincerity and just how authentic that performance is kahit na light lang, etc. Parang nag-stand out kasi nararamdaman mo yung performance. So that's, nasa-sense ko agad yun sa isang artista, kahit isang line lang yung iba to, nararamdaman ko agad yun. And that stayed with me. And I've always wanted to work with Romnick. Hindi lang dumadating yung tamang project eh. And then nung dumating to, isa talaga siya sa inisip ko. I reached out to people. I wanted to know if, excited to know if he still wanted to work. And so nung nagpumayag siya na nag-reading kami, I was really honored. And one of the reasons, it was a reading eh, because I just wanted to hear him again. I wanted to see him again. Wala. Was just blown away.
Last, Elijah, doing scenes with Romnick, the veteran. Hindi ba mabuhay mo? Although alam ko naman kung gaano ka kagaling, pero syempre, ibang dynamics pa.
Opo, of course. I mean, anytime naman po that I get to work with someone as great of an actor like Kuya Romnick. But, yeah, he couldn't have been any kinder eh. Umpisang-umpisa pa lang po, open na po agad siya sa akin, nag-uusap na po kami. Madami kaming mga mutuals, so may mga usapan about that. And in terms of acting po, yeah, sobrang matulungin lang din po ni Kuya Romnick. He does theater din po kasi. So, may same language kami lahat. Kaming tatlo po actually. So, laking tulong po yun na nakababa lahat ng walls.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From Leo to Leia.
Thank you. Direk, hi, good evening. Yeah. Did you lose, because you said earlier that you finished this film in just 5 days? Yung total number of days of shooting sa BGC, sa the port. So in that, did it become easy to you because you have very good actors? First choice mo ba sila to play their respective roles?
Opo, definitely it helped a lot that I was working with actors who were very authentic and who had the discipline needed to for us to finish it in 5 days. Napakalaking tulong po yun. They were my first choice, but as it's always my process to ask my actors to read the script because of what I stand for, being a member of the community, and this is a film with LGBTQ+ characters, and I wanted to be sure that they've read the script, and when I read with them, there's an understanding that what I stand for. I hope that we stand for the same things, the same values, kasi napaka-importante po yun para sa akin. So yun, during the reading, I could feel yung kinship. I could feel that I was working with like-minded people who just really wanted to tell a story, a story. So lahat po kami dito storytellers.
So from the briefing with both of them, naging madali ba for you, Direk, to explain to both of them what type of roles or what kind of roles will they play? At naintindihan at talaga na agad nila and they were into it talaga. Hindi ka ba nagalit never once during the shoot? Did you lose your cool?
As a director po kasi, I don't want to overtalk, over-explain, especially if I feel that the script already has the information that they need. So meron kaming mga conversation about some of my intentions and all. But I also wanted to give, I also want to give my actors enough space. I want them to feel, that they can collaborate with me, they can add things, I want them to feel that they're in a safe space. At the same time, it's a space where they can play, where they're allowed to do their interpretation. Pumapasok na lang po ako kapag feeling ko parang hindi yung intention ko, o baka hindi yan minsan hihingi ako ng isa pang take. kung ano yung parang pwedeng possibilities so that during the edit I will have options. So, gano'n po, parang it's a very collaborative atmosphere dun sa shooting namin.
What is the most difficult scene that you shot in the entire film, and can we ask that to actors as well? Maybe different for you and
Opo.
different from them.
For me, it's the flashback. When they're portraying, telling the story from the perspective of this character, yung memories na yun, that for me was the most difficult. Yung parang kung paano pa siya titimblahin, kasi ang inspiration talaga niya, Cheddar eh. Yung device na ginamit ko po, Cheddar yun eh. But I really wanted to honor the Cheddar as well. Because if we can use dance, if we can use painting, if we can use visual art as inspiration to make films, why not? Why not Cheddar? Cheddar is drama. Pero that was also very difficult. In terms of edit, parang we had several options how to do it. But
So
at the end of the day, I decided, no, let's keep it simple.
Alright. Can we hear from the two actors? Thanks, Derek.
Ako din po definitely yung flashback kasi we had to kailangan magkasundo po kami lahat kung anong paano i-physicalize eh. And then Direct Jun was at the end of it was sa bagay may dalawa naman silang different interpretations, si Lancelot at si Eric on who Marcos is. So pwedeng hindi sila perfectly magkapareho yung performance namin as Marcos. But definitely, almost all of it was very difficult. Ako po, may tendency kasi ako na super aralin yung script, na i-memorize lahat, down to my units, my choices, everything. Even Kalel days pa, alam ni Direct Jun yun. So he would, keep me in check kung masyado ba nagiging mechanical yung performance ko, masyadong memorize yung flow. It had to be natural since real time yung and it's very conversational. So yun po yung mga binabantayan ko ng shoot.
Thanks.
Thank you po.
Ako po, isa sa mga iniisip ko palagi is, if this film is going to last 2 hours, how do we keep the conversation interesting?
Yes, considering two characters.
Yeah, so, yun, how do you make sure that the tone is engaging, that the conversation is still thought-provoking, yung tono, yung pacing ng pagsasalita, yung kilos mo sa maliit na space na yan ng close-up. Isipin mo din, di ba? Kaya sinisilip namin minsan kung ano yung gusto nilang mangyari ng eksena, and then you try to find out from the director how does he want to tell this part of the story. And yun, binabantayan namin si Marcos, yung character ni Marcos. How are we going to make it clear for the audience na this is the same person? And then yun nga, also that idea na iba tayo ng perception about each other. Like even if we're together here, we might not have the same perception about Elijah, diba? So baka pwedeng doon, besides some of the small nuances na pwede namin gawin pareho, tsaka yung pakitungo ng tao sa yan, di ba? Hindi pareho yung pakitungo kay Eric tsaka kay Lancelot ni Marcos. So we had to find a way kung paano magiging interesting yung timpla ng lahat niya.
And you both did it very well.
And we had a lot of fun doing it. Just wanted to add that.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. And now we're down to our last question.